I have made many modifications to my Tesla Model 3, and today I'm going to go through every single one of them, starting at the cheapest, going all the way up to the most expensive. So let's check out our first modification. Follow me, Becky, hurry up, come on, faster, faster, run Becky, do a little jog, there we go. So, first modification is inside of the boot, and this was a £5 accessory, by far the cheapest thing. Spoiler alert, later in the video, some of the modifications I have added are over £1,000. Whoa! You're gonna have to join me down here. Come on, get in, get in, get in. Right, this is our very first modification. It is the trunk hook. So let me grab it and unscrew it so you can get a better look at this little fella. Oh yeah. So this is actually one of my favorite modifications. This is designed to hang bags from. Now, embarrassingly, I forgot to bring a bag, even though I told Becky that I was going to grab one. But if you imagine, it's like this. So it'll hold your bags for life up, so you don't have to worry about things falling around in the boot. So this little fella is super easy to install. You just spin it around and it screws into place. It gets rid of the protruding bolt that's there by default. And in terms of other pros, it's very cheap. It is useful. In terms of cons, the only thing I can think of is that you can only have it on one side because there is not a bolt over on the other side. Look at this. Where is it? Lack of symmetry. But that is not that innocent little modification's fault. That is Tesla's fault. Let's move on to the next one. So if you'd like to follow me over this way. No, you've gone the wrong way. This way. Our next modification are my Tesla foot pedals. Get a good look in there, Becky. Oh, very nice. So you might be thinking, Jack, that's not a modification, that's just what Tesla foot pedals look like. Well, that's where you're wrong. That's how you know it is a good modification. This car by default came with boring black plastic foot pedals because it's not the performance version. However, for the incredibly reasonable price of $9.99, I was able to purchase these metal versions and literally just pull the old ones off and shove these over the top. And honestly, these little fellas are one of my favorite accessories because they are just such a good price and they just look exactly like the real fancier versions that you would get in a performance Model 3. Pros are things I've mentioned. They're really cheap, they look nice. The cons, I guess the only thing I can think of is you need to watch out for safety, because something like a foot pedal you need to make sure is correctly installed so that it doesn't fall off while you're driving. Our next modification is more than double the price at a whopping £23. Whoa, goodness me. Follow me to the front of the vehicle and you will see my black Tesla logo decal. Oh, how nice is that? So by default, a Tesla logo is silver, despite the fact that they have black trims everywhere else. I've never liked that. Black would look way better in my opinion, so that is why I purchased these decals, which are basically just stickers that I got off Amazon, lined them up over the top on here, and follow me around this side, Becky. I also put, catch you up Becky, come on. I also put one on here, and may I say, I lined them up absolutely beautifully. Now the decal pack that I got also included, come on Becky, we don't have all day, included a black sticker for the steering wheel, because that was also silver by default. And, Becky, come on, hurry up, I'm over here. It also included 4 individual black stickers here, which you can't actually see anymore because I've covered them up, but we'll put an overlay on screen. Now, for whatever reason, that version I couldn't find. It's no longer available in the last 3 years since I purchased them. But for the price of £23, I did manage to find stickers that covered the main logos on the front and the rear. The pros of these are, although they're kind of expensive for the fact that they're just 2 stickers, they are still a reasonable price in terms of the value that they add to the car. The other pro is that you can install them yourself. You don't have to go to a professional, but at the same time, I guess that's kind of a con, because if you're not an absolute sticker genius like myself, some of you may struggle lining things up. Our next accessory can be found in the interior of the vehicle, so Becky, I'll see you around the other side. Faster, faster. Come on, Becky. Come on, Becky. We'll be fine. Yeah, I'll just sit here all day, Becky, no worries. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so our next accessory is the Tesla screen protector. Ooh, so cool and flawless that you don't even know that I have a screen protector on, but I promise you I do. Here's an overlay of me installing it. So the point of this screen protector is it's supposed to be anti-glare, which I guess it is. It's supposed to reduce fingerprints, which it definitely does, and also it just protects your screen. And the final pro is that it's kind of fun to install. It was very satisfying, even if it doesn't really do that much. In terms of cons, when you get really close, you will see that it makes things a little bit more blurry on the screen, gets super close on the text. but it is very, very subtle. It's not something that I notice, and this has been on for about 3 years now. And you could also argue that in terms of protection, a screen protector is probably not that necessary, because it's unlikely that a fixed in-place screen is going to have anything hitting it or knocking it or cracking it. My last bit of trivia about this screen protector is that for some reason the video of me installing it has over 23 million views on Facebook. I have no idea why, but now it is time to get to some serious modifications. We are about to double the price, so you're going to have to follow me to the rear of the vehicle. I'll race you there, Becky, I'll race you there. Oh, too slow, too slow. So if we open this up, we have the Tesla boot liner. Wow, so that is this fella right here. And if I grab it, you will see that this is a beautiful 70-pound boot liner. And in my opinion, this is very important, because if you take a look at what the actual boot is, you'll see it's all fabric. So you put your muddy wellies in there, you're going to ruin that forever. You can see that it's got lots of little marks and signs of wear on it, so I much prefer there to be dirt and grime on this than to be on my beautiful fabric. It's also really easy to put in and out. It did cost £70, which is not cheap, but I suppose if you can afford a Tesla Model 3, you can probably afford a £70 boot liner. Other disadvantage, I guess, is that it limits accessibility to the secret pouch underneath, but as you can see, I can still get at it. It's just a little bit more difficult. Now this conveniently takes us to our next modification, and this is the Tesla carbon fiber spoiler. Ooh, that's this beautiful little fella. Look at this, very, very nice. So I've had this on for about 9 months now. I do kind of like it. I'm not 100% on it. When I look at it from over here, I kind of think, have I just made my car have a monobrow? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? But I think overall it does look better. Another negative of the spoiler is that it's quite difficult to install 100% correctly. I had to spend quite a lot of time making sure it was totally centered. And if you come around here, you will see that no matter what I do, it's still raised up ever so slightly on this side, which is not ideal. I stick it down, it just comes straight back up again. But as long as you don't tell anyone about that, you're fine. Okay, it's time to get to some more expensive modifications. This is some serious stuff, and we go with our black satin rims. Ooh, look at this. So this was done professionally by DNA Wraps. They've taken the original silver rims and they've literally sprayed them black. So this is a permanent modification, unlike the spoiler, for example, that I could just pull off if I wanted to. Now, I really, really like these. I think they look so much better than the silver. I think once again, they go with the black trims that you can see on the rest of the vehicle, but it was quite expensive. It cost £220 to have all 4 wheels sprayed black. And then it cost a further £160 to have the calipers painted black as well, because you can just see them in there. Looking back, because it was quite expensive, I think I probably would have just had the wheels done and left the calipers as is, because I'm not sure you can notice them enough for the price that it cost. But the wheels themselves, I really, really like. Also, while I'm down here, I may as well show off my carbon fiber hubcap. So this I didn't pay for, it was actually an accessory that I got with some of my referral points. Side note, please use my referral link in the description if you are buying anything Tesla related. I'm about to become the most referred user in the UK. Thank you. But these are really easy to install, and I think they look really nice too. And also they match the carbon fiber spoiler, so it brings the whole car together. Now, are there many modifications that are even more expensive than the wheels? There absolutely are. You're gonna have to join me back inside the Tesla. Here we go. God, my legs are weak after crouching for that long. So the next modification that I made to this Tesla is this beautiful ebony wood paneling. Ooh, it's real wood too. So this ebony wood can be found all along the dashboard, but also it can be found here on the little whatever you call this, and the place where you put drinks. This was another one I installed myself with my marvelous ability to perfectly line things up. In my opinion, the dark wood looks better than the light wood that was there by default. But what I will say is, if you were purchasing the latest version of the Model 3, which this isn't, you wouldn't have to worry about the wood, because they got rid of the wood completely and they replaced it with this nice grey texture instead, which I do think probably looks better than this ebony wood that I have got. There are a couple of cons to the wood, the first one being that it definitely slows down how long it takes for this lid to close. Like, this is an extortionate amount of time, let's be honest. Come on. It's definitely probably 3 times slower, but it's not really a big issue because it's not like you have to wait for it to be fully closed before you start the car or something. But the main con of this real wood panel product is the price. Becky, how much do you think it would cost to buy these wooden panels in 2024?
In 2024, I think it would be around £200.
Try doubling it. And guess what? That's still not enough. This is currently on sale for £500. Now, I was sent this by the company for 3, thank goodness, but £500 to me, that's even a discounted price as well. That feels so expensive. But it is real wood, it's really high quality, I think it's sustainably sourced, so I'm sure it's a good product if you do have the money to purchase it. Hey viewers, you're probably thinking, Jack, can it get more expensive than £500? How about we triple it? Let's head out to find out our final accessory. Okay, the final modification to my Tesla Model 3 is, of course, the green vinyl wrap. This is by far the most expensive change that I have made, £1,900. That includes both the materials of purchasing the vinyl and also the labour costs involved in DNA wraps wrapping the whole thing. Now, I think the vinyl wrap looks absolutely beautiful. It complements the black trims that we've got everywhere else. It adds a little bit more uniqueness to the car, but it does still have its cons. A big one with vinyl wraps is peeling issues. So originally, when I first had this done, a couple of weeks later, I started to see some peeling down the bottom. So you see, I had to go back and we've added a separate strip to fix this, where originally it was all one piece of vinyl. And another issue that I'm starting to experience after about 12 months of having this vinyl wrap is that it seems like things like bugs and bird poo are slightly harder to remove. This car's just been professionally cleaned, but if you look here, there are tiny little marks that we could not get rid of. This is caused by bugs hitting the car on the motorway. Now, this isn't something that I've experienced before when a car just has a standard paint job. I think a vinyl wrap is more susceptible to these kind of marks that you can't get rid of, but you don't really notice unless you're looking out for it. And the final possible con of a vinyl wrap is that it does make panel gaps a little bit more noticeable. So you can see the original white color is quite easy to see through this gap, but that is not the fault of the vinyl wrap. That is the fault of Tesla's poor manufacturing. Those 3 cons, in my opinion, are still worth it for the overall look of this beautiful green Tesla Model 3. But that is every modification I've made to my Model 3. I'm really happy with the alterations that have been done. In total, it cost an extra £3,000, which is not cheap by any means, but I do think we've ended up with something really cool. Finally, follow me around here. One last thing I've got to mention, my favourite modification. It's my Shrek/Mike Wazowski sticker. Isn't he beautiful? Mwah. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you did enjoy. Please subscribe. It would be fantastic to get to 1 million subscribers on this channel, and hopefully there'll be more videos next year. Bye, see you later, bye.